This is a review of Transformers Revenge of the Fallen Devastator. Enjoy. So now we finally got into Devastator, the biggest toy in the Revenge of the Fallen toy line. Heck, I mean, it even got its own science class, Supreme Class. Goes into that is Leader Class with the Optimus a part of that same toy line. And yet that doesn't even come close to the size this guy is. Mostly. Now Debbie over here was one of the big bads of Revenge of the Fallen alongside, well, the Fallen. And he's pretty known for being the most taxing thing the crew over the ILM constructed for the film. And this big guy was the biggest leap in CGI that ILM did for the live-action movies, at least at the time. He was so taxing for the film, though, or for ILM, that it caused many computers to crash during his creation, and one of them even exploded due to how many resources he was using. And that's not even the worst of it in his development, heck. But this video is about the toy, not his history, so let's get this back on track. The toys of Devastator also have a rocky history, as each version has a different number of components. Supreme Class, being this one, has 6 components, Legend Devastator has 7 components, and the Studio Series has 8 components. So the exact amount of Constructicons that make up the Devastator varies from toy to toy. But as I said, this toy has 6 components. Mixmaster, the head, Scavenger, the body, Skipjack, the left leg, Longhaul, the right leg, Scrapper, the right arm, and Hightower, the left arm. So let's start with the Mixmaster. Starting with the Mixmaster first, something sticks out. More specifically, the mixing drum. It's very fat. This, of course, is due to the head being connected to it and having a play feature, which I'll talk about in the combined mode. Aside from that, there isn't much else to talk about other than it can roll well and looks out of scale with Scavenger, though that can be said for every component. And speaking of Scavenger, Scavenger is the biggest of the set, which makes sense as he is the body of the combined mode. It's mostly just a big hunk of immobile plastic though, as it doesn't do anything other than having wheels on the bottom of its treads, and the bucket has some movement, which is probably for the combination. Regardless, on to the next components, Skipjack and Longhaul. Skipjack and Longhaul are the next in this set, and also don't have much going for them. Skipjack has some movement in the shovel, and Longhaul has nothing. The bed can't dump due to its purpose in the combination. They also both have pegs sticking off of one side for their respective leg modes. They also both can roll as well as the previous two. And now let's move on to the last two, Scrapper and Hightower. These two have a little more to them, but not by much. Scrapper has a bucket that can move if you untab this little piece from the middle portion of the bucket, and Hightower has a movable arm, and that's it. And they can both roll well, surprise, surprise. Scrapper also has some nice details throughout the whole body, which can be applied to all the other components as well. They're all really detailed in their own ways, and put together sorta make up a cohesive unit. Now, this would normally be the part where I talk about the articulation, but none of these guys have robot modes. So, onto the combination.
So the combination is pretty straightforward. So we'll start with Longhaul on the legs. So what you have to do first is move this whole section, dump, make the bed move up. So technically it can dump, technically. Then you accordion this up here, and then click that part into place, just like so. And that is Longhaul's as leg mode. You got Skipjack or Rampage, whatever. Take him, accordion him, of course. This will go the other way. And then this whole section will bend. Then the shovel will cradle the cab. Move this part into place, although it is a little bit loose on my copy. And there's Skipjack as the other leg. And then we will take fat old Mixmaster here. Take this piece off, and then tab it. Then there's this little hole right here that this peg will tab into, like that. And we take these little struts, move them back, so you can see that, like that. And then we'll take Hightower, move his treads out, get his whole section accordioned out, move the treads in, like that, and get its claws associated. And there you go. There's his arm mode. Scrapper. Take the back wheels, move them up, tab them in, and then untab the outer claws from the middle bucket, sorry, not outer bucket from middle bucket, there you go. Take this piece, smooth it down, and these, get them out of the way, and then you rotate this whole section, like that, and then these will go in front of it, just like so, like that, and there's Scrapper's arm mode. Now finally, the big boy, Scavenger. So you take the cab, move it back, click in, take this piece, move it back, it'll click in, then these will accordion out, and there are tabbing points on the side that they will both click into, like that. Take this piece right here, move it around, like that, and then the bucket will tab into this little spot right here with that tab peg right there, and then this piece will also tab in with this little peg right here, and then bada bing bada boom, his body mode. Now we'll put everything together. So there's the body Mixmaster, who goes in just like that until you get a click, get long haul and skip trick back in, take them and peg them in onto the ports on Scavenger. A little harder to do that. There we go. I'll make sure you get them positioned correctly, so that way he can actually stand. Then we get Hightower. Peg him into this port right here, and then Scrapper right here, port right there, tab him in. I have to move him out a bit. There we go. And there we have Devastator all combined up. Yeah.
So here's the big guy all combined, and he's a little strange. First of all, the face. It's gray and not red. I've seen a version with a correct red face, but this version was based off of concept art, I believe, where the head is, in fact, gray. Not really a downer for me, just wanted to point it out. Second, the articulation is quite weird. The legs have nothing apart from their connection joint, and the arms can go up and down and can almost do a 360, but not quite. The connection points on Scrapper and Hightower can do a 360 and move up and down, and each has some articulation to add the buckets. You also can't really get them in stand on all fours as the toy was based again on standing concept art. If you tried hard enough though, you could get something of a quadrupedic stance. Thirdly, the sounds. As I showed y'all the lights and sounds in Optimus' review, this guy has lights and sounds as well. Unlike Optimus, however, this guy doesn't shut up. There's a reason as to why I didn't put in the batteries until the portion of this video, and that's because he doesn't shut his face. Even out of combined mode, he still doesn't shut up. Anyways, he has a multitude of phrases which I will show you now. So, all in all, kinda hard to recommend this one. It's very cumbersome, has non-existent articulation, and doesn't shut up if you have the batteries in. I will say, though, it is a fun toy. If you enjoy really big and silly toys and don't mind your ears being blown out, then I recommend it. If you enjoy accuracy, then I just go for the other versions that are more accurate, like the Studio series. But anyways, guys, that was my review of Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, Supreme Class Devastator. Follow me on Facebook, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye!